Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about how to control temperature. So a lot of the time, we want to control the temperatures and set up the temperatures and let it stabilize. In that case, we're actually going to use a PID control system. So again, this can be done with different kind of methods. There are many commercially available methods. There is also, you can use a Labview to do that. In order to do that, so like we're going to do something very simple. So in this case, actually now, we're having this kind of a board, extremely simple things. So in here, so this is a platinum PT100. So that means it's at 0 Kelvin. So this resistor will have a temperature, have a resistance about 100 ohm, and then it's actually connected to this very small board. Okay, you can see this very small board, and this board is called max31865. So for that, it's actually available to convert the resistance into digital pins and then send it to the Arduino. So like Arduino board, as we did last time, can communicate with the computer or the Labview. So let's get started with this. So firstly, it's a very simple thing. We want to talk about like how it was wired up. 2 wires connected to the board, max31865 platinum RTD board, and then down there is a bit many pins, and those pins is going to be connected. I'm going to show you the diagrams just in a second. But overall, this is actually connected to the Arduinos, and then I can use a USB port to connect on it. I will install this Arduino IDE. You can also install using the Arduino web editors, so you don't have to install anything. But at this moment, we're going to use this Arduino Ide software, so you just click download and install, just as you're going to do for any other normal softwares. So you can see over here, there is nothing really on it. So firstly, we will need to select which board we are using. So like we're actually having the Arduino Nanos, and the processors is AMT Mega and 328P. And sometimes you need to using the old bootloader, which is well, if you just have any problems of uploading, it's just using the old bootloaders. Okay, so then it works. So in my case, actually I need to do that. Okay, so the next thing, actually I already wire everything, so you can see that, and I will need to include some kind of library, because I don't know how to control it, right? So in order to control it, I need to include the libraries. Okay, and then this is actually saying I have a bunch of libraries. So again, we actually have a max 31865. Okay, so this libraries. Okay, and don't get confused. Actually, like sometimes like there is a max 31865. So like don't get confused. That's a completely different things. So if you're doing a run, it's not going to do it. You just click install, and it says install or. Okay, so everything is going to be installed. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, so then it's actually installed. Then down here, you're going to have some kind of examples. Okay, so here you can have examples. Go to here and the max 31865 libraries. Just click here. So they're going to have this one. So this is already on it, and you can see this is actually how it does. And they have different kind of wires, so like using the digital pins of 10, 11, 12, and 13. So this is exactly what I did. And I have everything's referenced. It's just like everything's here. Then what you can do is basically check it. So like this is called verify. So they basically verify whether your code can be run on your Arduino board. If it can, it actually says done compiling. So it actually compile the code. Actually, this code is a C++ code. So this code is actually compiled into a machine language. And then you can say, okay, there is an upload. You can say upload. So they start to compiling the sketching and then uploading. And then the light of your Arduino board is going to flash for a second. And then it says, okay, done uploading. So supposedly at this moment, we're going to be able to get the data right from the get the temperature right from the sensor. So in order to check that, you can actually go here. So this is something called series monitors. So the series monitors is actually because over here, so there is a bunch of this series print. Basically, they're going to print those numbers, whatever the number they actually give it to, and it's actually printed with the serial port, basically the USB port. And then we can actually using the monitor to check whether they're actually printed correctly. So if you go here, you can see that actually, well, it doesn't show, right? So it's really wrong. It's really nothing is readable. It looks like it's something really weird. So what's going on over here? So if you just like has to come back over here, so into the code. If you go to the code, you actually could see there's a bunch of things. So you have to read it through. So even though there's the examples, for example, the first thing you actually could see is a series begin. So this is a 115,200. So this is the baud rate. So basically over here, if you go here, you can see this is a baud rate is actually using a default baud rate is a 9,600. So that is wrong. So what in order to read it properly, you have to choose the right baud rate. So if you choose the right baud rate, you can see they actually start reading things correctly. They actually print it out. At least they actually readable. But again, you can see this is something like really weird. So let me stop it over here. So this is a temperature is a 728, which is completely wrong, right? So which is completely wrong. So what's going on here? So let me close it here, and we need to read this data, this sketchy a little bit. Okay. So actually, you can see here. Down here, so this is basically a definitions, like whether you're using the software SPI, or using the hardware this SPI. So like we're using this double dash line to just like make sure this is it's not running. Okay. So other thing is like this, and then there is something it's called thermal begin and 3-wire, but actually we're using the 2-wire. We're not using 3 wires, right? So if you're using 2 wires, then make sure you choose 2 wires. If it's 4 wires, make sure you choose 4 wires. So this is according to whatever the wiring setup we have. So in our case, so in my case, actually I'm using 2 wires. If you're using 4 wires, just making this into 4. And down here, you can see this is actually printing out a bunch of really junk stuff. Actually, like I would say junk stuff, because that doesn't really do much to me. Because for example, like whether they actually sensor test, I really don't care, right? So like for my case, I don't care. And also like okay, this is really goes into the loop, and they actually says, okay, I'm going to print out some things, RTD values. Okay, I don't care, right? I really don't care. So this ratios, I don't care. Okay, this ratios, whatever, it's all I care is this temperature reading, right? So I just temperature reading of this one, and other things it's not print, so it's fine, so as far as it's not doing anything bad. And another thing is there is a series print of nothing, so I'm not going to use it. And also there is a delay, so basically delay for 1,000 milliseconds. So obviously it's too long, right? So I would get some more data, or as much data as possible. So I would say, okay, 5. Okay, just delay it for 5 milliseconds. Verify again. Okay, and verify is done, and then I could upload. Okay, I'm going to upload, and it says uploading, and for done uploading. And this time we're going here, and it goes to the series monitors. Okay, now you can see I get only the data, and this data is exactly what is normal to be. Like the 22 is like 22 something degrees, and I put a hand on it, as the temperature is increasing. If I like release my hand, the temperature is decreasing, right? So it's going down. I could blow it up. And another thing I could check it, I could close it here, and it goes here. This is a series plotter. That goes here, and this is actually going to plot what is the temperature it is, right? So with the temperatures, I could just like let it going down. Okay, the good thing about using the IDE is actually this have this plotter on it. So like if you're using online web tools, like you still have the series monitors, but you don't have a plotter. But anything else is just like that. So you can use in different temperatures. Okay, I can record it. Okay, so this is it, and the next thing I'm going to do is going into the Arduino, into the Labviews and read this to the Labview. Okay. Okay, so in the Labviews, so what we need to do is basically open a blank VI. So the blank VI is on, so on the front there is really nothing, but at the back, if we actually goes here, so it's a programming, I'm sorry, it's an instrument IO. So in this case, it's a VISA, and we want to basically open a VISA, and then I'm going to create a control. So in our case, is whatever the control is. The name basically is the COM4. In here, I have in this instrument IO, and I have a series port, and I have a configuration, series configuration down here, and that's fine. And go here. So remember, like the only thing actually is really important is the baud rate. Okay, create a constant. So this baud rate, remember, we have 11, like 115/200. Okay, so this is the baud rate, and without the baud rate, it's not going to run it. And then we're going to see, okay, we're going to have VISA read, okay, and we're going to start to read the VISA out of this thing. So I'm going to basically lessen what is the data is coming from, okay, and then after that I'm going to say, okay, maybe I need to close my sessions and release everything. And down here I'm going to create indicator. So this is actually get whatever the readings I will have, and then here I will create a while loop. I'll create a while loop, and in this while loop is just like have a stop, and maybe I would just do this a little bit, and let's see whether, oops, this one is done. Okay, so it doesn't have the how many bytes they actually read, so have a constant, say like 32 bytes. Okay, and then that's fine, and again we're going to choose a COM4, and we're going to say read. I can see this is the readings coming out of the temperature sensors, and the temperature sensors, if you if I put my hands on, the temperature sensor is actually going to increase, right? Okay, so like we can do next one we want to do is basically after reading it, and we want to show it. So how to show it is rather simple. So first thing is move this a little bit for me, and actually I want to convert, because this right now this is a string, right? So this is a text message, so I want to convert that string into a number. So in that way I could use, because this string is simple. So like previously we were actually using this scanning, okay, search and actually scanning form string. So this one is fine. I could also use this conversion, and this one is fractal numbers. Okay, so string to fractal. So like basically, because this is some kind of fraction numbers, and this fraction number is converted into numbers. So I could create a indicator. So that means I'm going here. So if you down here, and I can choose 4, and you can see once I'm running, so this two things are actually matching with each other. So that's fine. And one thing actually I probably want to do, because this is running so fast, so I probably want to let this one read a little bit. Okay, create a constant and read, let's say 10 milliseconds. So make sure, because the temperature reading doesn't come in so fast. So as far as this is smaller than that, it's going to be okay. If it's more, and there is going to be running into some kind of trouble, because the data is actually sending into the computer buffer, and the computer buffer is going to just basically queue up, and until you start to read all the buffers. So like if you don't have the fast enough readings, you're going to end up with a problem. But anyway, so in this case, it's fine. Because our reading is, as you can see, probably like 3 readings per second or something. It's rather slow. Basically, it goes to the front panels, and I could have a chart over here, and just rearrange it a little bit so you guys can see it clearly. Forgot, I put the chart over here, and I could input the chart in here. I start running. And then you can see this is a temperature actually I could read through. And if I just like put my hand on it, okay, so this is the temperatures you actually have. So it's going to run for the last 100 points. Okay, so I only have 100 points, and then it start to move. Okay, over here. And this is also like how we can get temperature readings into the Labviews, and Labviews could help me to read everything. Okay. So the next time we're going to hook up more stuff, like maybe some kind of monitors, and we're going to put in some kind of PID controllers into the temperature sensors. So that is the video for the next time. Okay, thank you. Bye.